Greetings, my YouTube fan base and whoever else is watching this shit. As I make yet another Clop Fiction story, this one's an OC based one, with someone on Twitter suggested for me, named Mimic. And I hope I pronounced that right. It's their OCs in a Clop Fiction that I made for her called Moonlight Bay. So let's get this shit going, cause I don't like to fucking ramble too much. That's gonna be Mimic and Scribble and Moonlight Bay. As they were boarding the ship, she looked back at him, giving him a awkward glare, cocking an eyebrow, clearly stating that he should hurry up. He clearly got the message as he ran up beside her. As they boarded the ship, and everybody else did as well, the ship took off on its voyage. A few hours later, they had dinner, and Scribble was acting pretty, how you put it, crazy at dinner. He was acting kind of dirty, kind of being kinky, as he toyed with his vegetables, or whatever the hell kind of food they serve on a ship. And after dinner was over, they both went back to their, to the docks. Which after they went to the docks, they sat around on the bow until, about 3 a.m. Everybody else on the ship was asleep other than them. See, can't you imagine that? A moonlight sea ride just so that you can see, 'cause all the others are fucking asleep. She looks at him, giving him a seductive look. He looks back at her as he gulps an imaginary lump in his throat, thinking, oh shit, probably thinking, oh shit, she's thinking of, yeah. As they both looked at each other seductively, thinking probably some of the most dirty thoughts imaginable, they both started moving closer to each other, leaning in, and as they did, Scribble kissed her neck lovingly up and down. See, Mimic squeaked at the sheer excitement of it as he started kissing up and down her neck. See, leaning back just to give her ear a quick nibble, just to get her, or get her wound up even more. She squeaked at that too, and sighed in contention, leaning into his loving embrace, as they both sink into each other's blissful actions. She wanted a little more, as she pinned him to the ground, kissing him open-mouthed, probably what they call it, French style. So, yeah. Scribble just laid there, content on letting her do whatever she wanted. As the open-mouthed kiss continued, tongues dancing around, back and forth, and as they pulled back, an imaginary trail of saliva still connecting them as the tongue battle exceeded. I think that's how they pronounce it, tongue battle. Heh, funny. So, as the tongue battle exceeded, he stared at her with a seductive look. See, as she leaned in, further nuzzling his neck and kissing him some more. See, just then, Scribble rolls over on top of her. See, kissing her just as well as she did him. As they both wrestled back and forth along the dock I'm surprised no one heard the rambling and got physical in all ways possible. As Scribble started kissing down her neck lovingly, kissing all the way down her chest and licking and tonguing along it with his tongue and wrapping a hoof around her outer thigh, rubbing it. She didn't see any contentions on making him stop, as he just kept on going. He thought, maybe I should just take this to the next level as he got lower and lower as he approached her tits. He blew a breath of warm air on them, making her squeak in surprise and primal bliss as he leans down, nuzzling them, making her utter a soft moan. See, after that, he starts rubbing her marehood lovingly, content on pleasing her. He made sure he did it right by understanding the moans and reactions, rubbing lightly when she wanted it, and rubbing more hardly when she wanted it. And as the primal urge continued, she wasn't really all fond of just rubbing, as she grabbed him and dragged him back on top of her, clearly stating what she wanted him to do. He sighed and nodded, not clearly knowing what she wanted, as he lined himself up, penetrating slowly and blissfully as it entered, see, hilting very slowly. As he finally reached that hilting point, she uttered a loud and blissful moan, eyes rolling up and tongue lolled out, as she enjoyed every minute of the primal bliss as he rutted her on the front deck of the cruise ship lit up by the moonlight. Yeah, that sounds awful sexy, I know that. See, as he kept rutting her, he began to lean down and lick her horn lovingly. She obviously was loving every second of it as she was blushing redder and redder and getting sweatier and sweatier and moaning louder and louder, both ponies moaning in a primal urge of bliss as they both took on all the blissful minutes of every second of what was happening as they enjoyed all of it. As they both continued, Mimic looked up at Scribbler and told him, "Honey, I'm close." Scribble looked back down at her, nuzzling the side of her face, and then continuing to lick her horn, lovingly, as he nodded. And as they both cummed, bliss and love and passion rocking their entire bodies lovingly, as they both sighed, falling into each other's embrace on the front bow, in a pool of both their excitement. And that was Moonlight Bliss, people. See, I give a shout out to my girl Mimic on Twitter that suggested this. Girl, I hope it goes well. So yeah, that was pretty much it. Phoenix out.